Stop. Just for a moment. Stop everything you're doing. Stop scrolling. Stop planning. Stop rehearsing tomorrow's conversations in your mind. Stop replaying today's failures. Stop trying to figure it all out. I see you right now, exactly where you are. And I want you to know something. You don't have to perform for me in this moment. You don't have to have the right words. You don't have to clean yourself up before you come close. You don't have to pretend you're stronger than you feel. Right now, in this very moment, I'm inviting you to simply be still. I know that's harder than it sounds. I know your mind is racing. I know there's a weight in your chest that won't seem to lift. I know you've been running on empty for so long that you've forgotten what rest even feels like. I know you picked up your phone tonight because the silence was too loud, because your own thoughts were too heavy, because you needed something, anything, to quiet the noise inside. I see that. I see you. And I'm not disappointed. I'm not frustrated with you. I'm not keeping score of how many times you've struggled with the same thing. I'm here, and I'm asking you to stop for just a moment, because I have something I need you to hear. You've been carrying so much, far more than anyone knows. You wake up tired and go to bed exhausted, and somewhere in between, you paste on a smile and tell everyone you're fine. You've become an expert at fine. You've learned to function while falling apart, to keep moving when everything in you wants to collapse. But tonight, I'm giving you permission to stop pretending. You don't have to be fine right now. You don't have to have it all together. You don't have to be strong in this moment. You don't have to carry what I never asked you to carry. I know you've been trying so hard, trying to fix what feels broken, trying to be enough for everyone who needs you, trying to make sense of what doesn't make sense, trying to control what's spinning out of control, and you're exhausted from the trying. So tonight, I want you to stop trying. Just for these next few minutes, I want you to let go of the effort. Let go of the striving. Let go of the endless mental gymnastics you've been doing to solve problems that won't be solved tonight. Let go of the guilt about what you didn't do today. Let go of the anxiety about what you have to do tomorrow. Let it go, because I've got it. I've got you, and I've got everything you're worried about. I know that's hard to believe right now. I know your circumstances haven't changed. I know the problems are still real. I know the pain is still there. I know the questions still don't have answers. But what I need you to understand is this. Your worth to me has never been tied to your ability to fix everything. You are not failing because you're struggling. You are not disappointing me because you're tired. You are not too much or not enough. You are not a burden because you have needs. You are mine, and that has always been enough. I know you've been waiting for things to get better before you could rest. Waiting for the crisis to pass. Waiting for the breakthrough. Waiting for the miracle. Waiting until you've proven yourself worthy of peace. But peace isn't a reward for good performance. Peace is a gift I'm offering you right now, exactly as you are, in the middle of the mess. You don't have to wait until you've figured it all out. You don't have to wait until you're stronger. You don't have to wait until things make sense. You can rest right now, right here, in this moment. Because I am here. Not somewhere far away, watching from a distance, waiting for you to get your act together. I'm here, right here, closer than your next breath. Closer than your racing heartbeat, present in this very moment with you, and I'm not going anywhere. I haven't left you, even though it's felt that way. I haven't forgotten about you, even though you've felt invisible. I haven't given up on you, even though you've been tempted to give up on yourself. I've been here through every sleepless night. I've been here through every silent cry. I've been here through every moment you felt completely alone. I've been collecting your tears, hearing your whispered prayers, watching you push through when you had nothing left to give. And tonight, I'm asking you to stop pushing for just a moment. Stop pushing through the pain. Stop pushing away the emotions. Stop pushing yourself beyond what you were meant to carry. Stop pushing me away because you're afraid you're not enough. Instead, I want you to rest. Not because everything is fine. Not because the problems have disappeared. Not because you've earned it or deserve it. But because rest is what love does. Love says, come to me. Let me carry this. Let me hold you. Let me be your strength when you have none left. That's what I'm saying to you right now. Come. Stop striving. Stop performing. Stop trying to be worthy. You already are. I know your mind is already racing ahead, thinking about all the reasons why you can't rest. The responsibilities, the deadlines, the people counting on you, the problems that need solving, the decisions that need making. But here's what I want you to know. Everything that needs to be done tomorrow will still be there tomorrow. And tomorrow's grace will be there too. You don't have to borrow tomorrow's problems into tonight. You don't have to solve everything before the sun rises. Tonight is for rest. Tonight is for breathing. Tonight is for remembering that you are human, not a machine. You were created with limits, and those limits are not weaknesses, they're by design. They're meant to remind you that you need me. They're meant to drive you to dependence, not independence. And right now, in your weakness, in your tiredness, in your inability to do it all, that's exactly where my strength shows up. So let yourself be weak tonight. Let yourself be tired. Let yourself be human. Let yourself need help. Let yourself need me. Because I am not disappointed by your neediness. I designed you for connection with me. I created you to find your rest in my presence, not in your productivity. Your value to me has never been about what you can do. It's about who you are. And who you are is loved. Completely. Unconditionally. Eternally. Not because of what you accomplish. Not because of how well you perform. Not because of how strong you appear. But because you are mine, and I chose you, and nothing can change that. Nothing you've done. Nothing you've failed to do. Nothing you're ashamed of. Nothing you're afraid of. Nothing in your past. Nothing in your present. Nothing in your future. Nothing can separate you from how much I love you. And that love is inviting you to rest tonight. To let your shoulders drop. To let your jaw unclench. To let your mind slow down. To let your heart stop racing. To let the weight you've been carrying fall at my feet. Because I am strong enough to carry it all. Every burden. Every worry. Every fear. Every failure. Every disappointment. Every heartbreak. Every question. Every doubt. I can handle it. All of it. And I can handle you. So stop for a moment. Stop running. Stop hiding. Stop pretending. Stop trying to be stronger than you feel. And listen. Listen to what I'm about to tell you. Not with your ears, but with your heart. Because what I have to say will change everything if you let it sink in deep enough. Are you ready? Then breathe. Slowly. Deeply. And know that I am God, and you are safe here. You think I don't see you, but I do. I see you in the moments when no one else is watching. I see you late at night when you finally let the mask slip and the tears come. I see you in the morning when you're dreading another day of pretending to be okay. I see you in the bathroom mirror, avoiding your own eyes because you don't like what you see there. I see you scrolling through other people's lives, wondering why everyone else seems to have it figured out while you're barely holding on. I see all of it. And I see you. I've watched you carry burdens that were never meant to be yours. I've watched you blame yourself for things that weren't your fault. I've watched you replay conversations over and over, wondering what you should have said differently. I've watched you lie awake at 3 a.m, anxiety twisting your stomach into knots, running through worst-case scenarios that will never happen. I've watched you try so hard to be enough for everyone. Enough for your family. Enough for your friends. Enough for your job. Enough for the expectations you think everyone has of you. And I've watched you crumble under the weight of never quite measuring up, never quite being what you think you should be. I see how exhausting it is. The constant performance. The endless striving. The fear that if people really knew you, really saw the parts of you that you keep hidden, they would walk away. But here's what you need to know. I've seen all those parts. Every single one. The parts you're ashamed of. The parts you think are too broken to fix. The parts you believe are unlovable. The parts you've tried to bury so deep that maybe even you've forgotten they're there. I've seen them all. And I haven't walked away. I know about the addiction you're hiding. The one you swore you'd quit 100 times, but keep going back to when the pain gets too heavy. I know about the resentment you're carrying towards someone who hurt you. The bitterness you've tried to pray away, but can't seem to release. I know about the lies you've told to protect yourself. The small compromises you make daily that chip away at who you want to be. I know about the jealousy that eats at you when you see others getting what you've been praying for. I know about the doubt that creeps in when you read my promises and wonder if they're really true for you. I know about the anger you feel sometimes, at your circumstances, at people who've failed you, even at me. I know about the loneliness that follows you even in crowded rooms. The feeling that no one really knows you because you've learned to show people only what they want to see. The exhaustion of maintaining different versions of yourself for different people. Never quite sure which version is the real you anymore. I know about the failure you can't forgive yourself for. The relationship that ended. The opportunity you missed. The words you said that you can't take back. The choice you made that changed everything. You've replayed it 1,000 times, wondering how things might be different if only you'd done something else. I know about the dream that died. The hope you had to let go of. The future you imagined that will never happen now. The grief you carry for what could have been, what should have been, what you thought your life would look like by now. I know you're disappointed. In yourself. In others. Sometimes even in me, though you're afraid to admit it. You've prayed prayers that seem to bounce off the ceiling. You've trusted and been let down. You've believed for breakthroughs that never came. And now you're not sure what to believe anymore. I see that. I see your confusion, your questions, your doubts, and I'm not offended by them. I know you feel invisible sometimes, like you could disappear and no one would really notice. Like you're just going through the motions, playing a part, existing but not really living. Like you've been screaming on the inside while smiling on the outside, and no one has heard the scream. But I've heard every one. I've heard every silent cry for help. Every desperate plea in the middle of the night. Every, "I can't do this anymore," whispered into the darkness. Every, "Where are you?" shouted in frustration. Every, "Please, just make it stop," sobbed into a pillow. I've heard it all. I know about the abuse you survived, the wounds that still haven't healed, the nightmares that still wake you up, the triggers that transport you back to moments you'd give anything to forget, the ways you learned to protect yourself that made sense then, but hurt you now, the trust that was shattered and hasn't been rebuilt. I know about the betrayal that cut deeper than any knife could, the person you loved who chose to leave, the friend who spread the rumors, the family member who should have protected you but didn't, the partner who broke their promises, the leader who failed you, the system that let you down. I know about the diagnosis that changed everything, the pain that won't go away, the disability you've learned to navigate, the body that doesn't work the way it should, the way it used to, the way you wish it would, the medical bills that keep piling up, the treatments that didn't work, the hope that's harder to hold on to with each setback. I know about the financial stress that keeps you up at night, the bills you don't know how you'll pay, the job you lost, the income that isn't enough, the debt that feels crushing, the shame of asking for help, the fear of losing what little you have, the constant calculation of every penny, every decision weighted by whether you can afford it. I know about the relationship that's breaking your heart, the marriage that's not what you hoped it would be, the child who's walked away, the parent you're watching deteriorate, the friendship that ended without closure, the family dynamics that drain you every time you have to engage, the loneliness of being surrounded by people, but still feeling completely alone. I know about the loss you're grieving, the person who's no longer here, the empty chair at the table, the phone that doesn't ring anymore, the future you'll never have with them, the conversations you'll never get to finish, the apologies you'll never get to make or receive, the hole in your life that nothing else can fill. I know about the mental battle you fight every single day, the depression that makes getting out of bed feel like climbing a mountain, the anxiety that convinces you that disaster is always just around the corner, the intrusive thoughts you can't shut off, the panic attacks that come out of nowhere, the medication that helps but doesn't fix, the therapy appointments where you're trying so hard to get better, but progress feels impossibly slow. I know about the identity crisis you're walking through, the questions of who you really are beneath all the roles you play, the wondering if you've wasted your life, the regret about paths not taken, the confusion about what you're supposed to do with the rest of your days, the fear that you've missed your purpose entirely. I know about the spiritual dryness you're experiencing, the prayers that feel mechanical, the Bible reading that feels empty, the worship that doesn't move you anymore, the doubt about whether any of this is even real, the guilt about feeling distant from me when you used to feel so close, the wondering if you ever really knew me at all, or if it was just emotion. I see you in your weakness, and I don't turn away. I see you in your mess, and I don't demand that you clean it up before I come close. I see you in your shame, and I don't condemn you. I see you in your doubt, and I don't reject you. I see you in your anger, and I don't abandon you. I see you in your brokenness, and I don't see trash to be discarded. I see treasure to be cherished. Because here's what you don't understand yet. I don't love the perfect version of you that you think you need to become. I love you, right now, as you are, in all your beautiful, broken, complicated humanity. I'm not waiting for you to get your life together. I'm not keeping my distance until you fix yourself. I'm not watching from afar until you prove you're worthy. I'm here, right now, in the middle of your mess, in the depth of your pain, in the darkness of your doubt. I'm here, and I'm not going anywhere. You keep thinking that if you just try harder, pray more, have more faith, do better, be better, then maybe you'll finally be good enough for me to fully love you. But you've got it backwards. My love isn't the reward you get for good behavior. My love is the foundation you stand on while you're figuring everything else out. I don't love you because you're strong. I love you because you're mine. I don't love you because you have it all figured out. I love you because I created you, I know you, and I chose you. I don't love you despite your weakness. Your weakness is where my strength gets to show up most clearly. You've been so afraid that if you let me see the real you, I'd be disappointed. But I already see the real you, every part, and I'm not disappointed. I'm proud of you for still being here, for getting up this morning even though you didn't want to, for taking the next breath even when you weren't sure you could, for pushing through another day when everything in you wanted to quit. I'm proud of you for the battles no one else knows you're fighting, for the temptations you've resisted, for the times you chose kindness when bitterness would have been easier, for the moments you held on when letting go seemed like the only option. I see every small victory that seems insignificant to everyone else. The day you got out of bed when depression told you not to. The moment you chose truth when a lie would have been more convenient. The time you asked for help instead of pretending you were fine. The night you turned to me instead of turning to something destructive. I see it all, and I see you. And what I see is not someone who's failing. What I see is someone who's fighting. Someone who's still standing, even if barely. Someone who hasn't given up, even though you've had every reason to. What I see is courage, even when you feel like a coward. What I see is strength, even when you feel weak. What I see is faith, even in your doubt. What I see is beauty, even in your brokenness. Because you were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to be mine. And tonight, I want you to know that I don't just see your struggle. I see you, the you beneath all the pain, the you beneath all the mistakes, the you beneath all the fear and shame and regret. I see who I created you to be. And that person, that beautiful, unique, irreplaceable person, is still in there, beneath everything you've been carrying. And I'm not giving up on that person. I'm not giving up on you. So stop hiding. Stop performing. Stop trying to be someone you think I'll approve of. Just be you, the real you. The messy, broken, struggling, doubting, barely hanging on you. Because that's the you I love. That's the you I've always loved. And that's the you I will never stop loving. Now let me tell you the truth about who you really are. Not who you think you are. Not who others have told you that you are. Not who your failures have convinced you that you are. Not who your past has labeled you to be. But who you actually are, when you strip away all the lies you've been believing. You are not your mistakes. I know you've been defining yourself by them. Every wrong turn, every bad decision, every moment you wish you could take back. You've been carrying them like name tags, like they're your identity. You introduce yourself to me in your prayers by listing your failures first, as if I've forgotten who you are and need to be reminded of everything you've done wrong. But that's not who you are. Yes, you've made mistakes. Yes, you've fallen short. Yes, you've done things you regret. But those are things you've done, not who you are. And I've never confused the two. When I look at you, I don't see a walking collection of failures. I see someone I created with purpose, with intention, with love. Someone I breathed life into. Someone I designed with specific gifts and a specific calling. Someone who bears my image, no matter how tarnished you think that image has become. You are not the worst thing you've ever done. You've been replaying that moment over and over, haven't you? That one thing you can't seem to forgive yourself for. That choice that changed everything. That moment of weakness that you've let define your entire existence. You've convinced yourself that it's too big, too bad, too unforgivable. You've decided that you're permanently stained, irreparably damaged, forever disqualified. But that's a lie. There is no sin too big for my grace. There is no failure too great for my mercy. There is no mistake too terrible for my forgiveness. You keep trying to find the limit of my love, as if there's some line you could cross that would finally make me stop loving you. But that line doesn't exist. My love isn't fragile. It doesn't break when you break. It doesn't run out when you mess up for the 100th time. It doesn't have a limit that you can exceed. My love is stronger than your worst day, deeper than your deepest shame, and more enduring than your longest pattern of failure. You are not too broken to be loved. I know you feel shattered, like you've been dropped and cracked into so many pieces that there's no putting you back together. Like the damage is too extensive, too complete, too permanent. You look at yourself and see ruins. You see something beyond repair, beyond redemption, beyond hope. But I see something different. I see someone worth fighting for. Someone worth pursuing. Someone worth redeeming. I don't look at your brokenness and see trash. I see treasure. I see raw material for transformation. I see the beginning of something beautiful, not the end of something hopeless. Because here's what you don't understand. I specialize in making broken things beautiful. I take what the world discards and create masterpieces. I use cracked vessels to hold my glory. I choose the weak to shame the strong. I pick the foolish to confound the wise. I select the broken to demonstrate my power. Your brokenness doesn't disqualify you from my purposes. It actually positions you perfectly for them. You are not defined by what was done to you. The abuse, the betrayal, the abandonment, the rejection. These things happen to you, but they are not you. The wounds others inflicted don't determine your worth. The love that was withheld doesn't define your value. The harm that was done doesn't dictate your identity. You've been letting other people's brokenness convince you that you're broken. You've been letting other people's inability to love you properly make you believe you're unlovable. You've been letting the hurt that others caused determine how you see yourself. But their actions were never a reflection of your worth. Their failures to love you don't mean you're not worthy of love. Their choice to leave doesn't mean you're not worth staying for. Their inability to see your value doesn't mean you have no value. Because your worth has never been determined by how others treat you. Your worth was established before you were even born. When I thought of you, designed you, and decided that the world needed you in it. You are not your diagnosis, not your depression, not your anxiety, not your disability, not your disease. Yes, these are things you carry, things you navigate, things you live with. But they are not the sum total of who you are. You are not a label. You are not a condition. You are not a limitation. You are a person, complex, multifaceted, valuable, who happens to be dealing with difficult circumstances. But those circumstances don't define you any more than the weather defines the sun. The sun is still the sun, even when clouds cover it. And you are still you, still valuable, still purposeful, still loved, even when you're struggling. Your struggles don't diminish your worth. If anything, they've revealed your strength in ways that comfortable circumstances never could. You are not your trauma. What happened to you was real, and it was wrong, and it left marks. The pain you carry is valid. The ways you learned to protect yourself made sense. The scars are evidence of battles you survived. But you are not a victim of your past, frozen in that moment forever. You are a survivor who is still here, still breathing, still fighting. And survival is not your final destination. It's your starting point for something more. Those traumatic moments don't get the final word on who you become. They're part of your story, but they're not the whole story. And they're certainly not the ending. You are not invisible. I know it feels that way. You've been showing up, contributing, trying, caring, and it seems like no one notices. You wonder if you matter to anyone, if your presence makes any difference, if the world would even pause if you disappeared. But you matter to me. Every thought you think, I'm aware of. Every tear you cry, I collect. Every silent prayer, I hear. Every lonely moment, I'm present in. You have never been invisible to me, not for a single second of your existence. And beyond that, you matter more than you know to people around you. The smile you gave someone might have been the only kindness they received that day. The work you do, that seems mundane, might be exactly what someone else needed. The way you keep showing up might be inspiring someone who's watching, even if they never tell you. Your existence creates ripples you can't see. Your life touches more lives than you realize. Your presence matters more than you know. You are not worthless. I know the voice in your head that tells you otherwise. The one that points out everything you lack, everything you've failed at, everything you're not. The one that compares you to everyone else and finds you wanting. The one that whispers that you're a waste of space, a burden, expendable. That voice is a liar. You were created by the God of the universe, fashioned in my image, designed with intention and purpose. I don't make junk. I don't create accidents. I don't produce worthless things. When I made you, I looked at you and called you good. Not because of what you would accomplish, not because of how perfect you would be, but because you are mine, and everything I make has worth simply because I made it. Your value isn't in your productivity. Your worth isn't measured by your achievements. Your significance isn't determined by your success. You have value because I gave it to you. And nothing, no failure, no rejection, no loss, no mistake, can take that away. You are not unforgivable. Whatever it is you're carrying, the guilt, the shame, the regret, it's not too much for my forgiveness. You keep thinking you need to punish yourself a little longer, suffer a little more, prove you're sorry enough. You're afraid to accept my forgiveness because some part of you believes you don't deserve it. And you're right, you don't deserve it. None of us do. That's what makes it grace. Grace isn't getting what you deserve. Grace is getting what you desperately need, but could never earn. And I'm offering it to you freely, completely, without conditions. The price was already paid. The debt was already cancelled. The punishment was already taken. You don't have to keep beating yourself up. You don't have to keep carrying what I've already carried for you. Let it go. Accept the forgiveness I'm offering. Not because you've earned it, but because I'm giving it. You are not a disappointment. I know you feel like you've let everyone down, including me. You had such high hopes for who you'd be by now, what you'd accomplish, how your life would look. And the gap between expectation and reality feels like failure. But I'm not disappointed in you. I never expected you to be perfect. I never asked you to have it all figured out. I never demanded that you never struggle, never doubt, never fall. What I wanted was relationship. What I wanted was your heart. What I wanted was for you to know that you're loved, not for what you do, but for who you are. And when you stumble, when you fall, when you don't live up to your own expectations, I'm not up here shaking my head in disappointment. I'm right there with you, ready to help you up, dust you off, and walk forward with you. Because I don't measure your worth by your achievements. I measure it by the fact that you're mine. You are not too much. Your emotions aren't too big. Your needs aren't too many. Your struggles aren't too heavy. Your questions aren't too difficult. Your doubts aren't too strong. Your pain isn't too intense. I can handle all of you. Every part, every feeling, every need, every question, every doubt, every wound. You don't have to shrink yourself down to be acceptable to me. You don't have to edit yourself to be loved by me. You don't have to tone down your authenticity to earn my approval. Bring me all of it. The messy parts, the broken parts, the parts you think are too much. I'm big enough to handle it all, and I want it all, because I want all of you. You are not enough. Not smart enough, not strong enough, not faithful enough, not good enough. I know the list. You've recited it to yourself 1,000 times. Every area where you fall short, every way you don't measure up, every lack you see in yourself. But here's the truth, you're right. You're not enough, and you were never meant to be. I didn't create you to be self-sufficient. I didn't design you to do it all on your own. I didn't make you to be enough in yourself. I made you to need me, to depend on me, to find your sufficiency in me, not in yourself. So your weakness? That's not a flaw in the design. That's the design. Your inadequacy drives you to me, and in me, you find everything you need. My strength shows up in your weakness. My sufficiency fills your insufficiency. My enough covers your not enough. You don't have to be enough on your own. You just have to be connected to the one who is. You are not forgotten. The prayers that seem unanswered, the dreams that haven't come true, the promises that seem delayed. None of it means I've forgotten about you. I remember every word you've spoken to me. I remember every promise I've made to you. I remember the desires I've placed in your heart. I remember the future I have planned for you. Just because you can't see it unfolding, yet doesn't mean it's not coming. Just because the timing doesn't match your expectations, doesn't mean I've abandoned the plan. Just because you're in a waiting season, doesn't mean you're in a forgotten season. I haven't lost track of you. I haven't moved on to more important things. I haven't decided your story isn't worth finishing. Your story is still being written, and I'm still the author. You are chosen, not because you earned it, not because you were the most qualified, not because you were the most talented, or the most faithful, or the most deserving. You are chosen simply because I chose you. Before you were born, before you took your first breath, before you made your first choice, I chose you. I wanted you. I designed you. I called you mine. And nothing you've done since has made me regret that choice. You are loved. Not conditionally. Not temporarily. Not partially. Completely. Eternally. Unconditionally. I love you on your best days and your worst days. I love you when you're faithful and when you're doubting. I love you when you're strong and when you're falling apart. I love you when you're succeeding and when you're failing. My love for you doesn't fluctuate based on your performance. It's not a feeling that comes and goes. It's not dependent on your worthiness. It's a choice I made, a commitment I keep, a covenant I will never break. This is who you are. You are mine. You are loved. You are chosen. You are valuable. You are seen. You are known. You are forgiven. You are redeemed. You are being transformed. You are not alone. And nothing, not your past, not your present, not your future, not your failures, not your fears, not your doubts, not your struggles, nothing can change these truths about who you are. So stop believing the lies. Stop listening to the voices that tell you you're worthless, hopeless, too broken, too much, not enough. Start believing the truth of who I say you are. Because my voice is the only one that matters. And I'm telling you, you are precious, you are loved, and you are mine. Now I need you to hold on to something. In the middle of everything that's uncertain, everything that's shifting, everything that feels unstable, there are promises that will never change, truths that will never fail, anchors that will hold no matter how fierce the storm gets. And tonight, I want to remind you of what will always be true, no matter what you're facing. I have not abandoned you. I know it feels that way sometimes. When the prayers seem to go unanswered, when the silence stretches on, when you look around at your circumstances and wonder where I am, why I'm not intervening, why I'm not fixing what feels so desperately broken. But my presence has never been dependent on your ability to feel it. I was there in the hospital room when you got the diagnosis. I was there in the moment of betrayal when your heart shattered. I was there in the quiet desperation of the financial crisis. I was there when you felt most alone. I was there in every dark night, every tear-stained pillow, every moment you thought you couldn't take another step. I have never left you. Not once. Not ever. There have been moments when you couldn't sense me, couldn't hear me, couldn't see any evidence of me. But your inability to perceive me doesn't mean I wasn't there. The sun doesn't stop shining just because clouds block your view of it. I am with you right now, in this very moment, not watching from a distance, not observing from heaven. Right here, closer than your breath, nearer than your heartbeat. And I will be with you tomorrow, and the day after that, and every single day that follows. You will never face a moment alone. You will never walk through a valley without me beside you. You will never climb a mountain without my hand holding yours. You will never navigate a storm without my presence as your anchor. This is not a promise that depends on your faithfulness. This is a promise that depends on mine. And I am always faithful. I am working even when you can't see it. I know you look at your situation, and it seems like nothing is changing. The problem is still there. The pain is still present. The breakthrough you've been praying for hasn't come. And you're starting to wonder if I'm actually doing anything at all. But you're measuring my activity by visible results, and I'm working in ways you can't always see. I'm working in the waiting. I'm working in the silence. I'm working in what looks like delay. I'm working beneath the surface, in the depths, in the hidden places where transformation happens before it becomes visible. Seeds grow underground before they break through the soil. Foundations are laid in trenches before buildings rise. Strength is built in the gym before it shows up in the game. And I'm doing foundational work in you right now that you won't fully understand until later. This season you're in, the one that feels pointless, the one that feels wasted, the one that feels like you're going nowhere. It's not empty. It's not meaningless. It's not proof that I've forgotten about you. It's preparation. I'm developing something in you that can only be developed in the dark. I'm building muscle that can only be built under resistance. I'm cultivating character that can only grow in difficulty. I'm teaching you things about yourself, about me, about faith that you could never learn in comfort. The wilderness isn't punishment. It's training ground. This difficult season isn't evidence that you've done something wrong. It's preparation for where you're going. And you're going somewhere significant, somewhere important, somewhere that requires you to be stronger than you were before this began. So I'm not wasting your time. I'm not ignoring your situation. I'm not deaf to your prayers. I'm working, even when you can't see it, even when you can't feel it, even when the circumstances seem to contradict it. Trust me in the process. Trust me in the waiting. Trust me in the not yet. Because what I'm building in you is worth the time it takes. Your story is not over. I know you've been tempted to write the ending yourself, to look at where you are and decide this is all there is, to assume that your best days are behind you, to conclude that the dreams that died are never coming back to life. But you don't get to write the ending. I do. And I'm not finished yet. The chapter you're in right now is not the final chapter. This season is not the conclusion. This struggle is not the end of your story. There are pages yet to be written, chapters yet to unfold, plot twists you never saw coming, redemption arcs that will leave you breathless, moments of joy that will make the pain worth it, breakthroughs that will reframe everything you've been through. Your story is still being written, and some of the best parts haven't happened yet. That relationship you think is beyond repair? I specialize in restoration. That dream you think is dead? I'm in the resurrection business. That situation you think is hopeless? I'm about to show you that nothing is impossible with me. The chapters of loss are real. The chapters of pain are valid. The chapters of struggle matter. But they're not the end. They're the middle. And the middle is where transformation happens, where character develops, where the foundation is laid for what comes next. Don't give up 3 chapters before the miracle. Don't quit 2 pages before the breakthrough. Don't close the book before you see how this story ends. Because I promise you, the ending I have planned is better than anything you could write for yourself. I will provide. I know you're worried about how you're going to make it, how the bills will get paid, how the needs will be met, how you're going to make it through the month, the week, sometimes even the day. And I want you to know, I see the need. I know what you require, and I have never failed to provide for my children. Not always in the timing you expect, not always in the way you anticipate, not always with abundance and overflow, but always with exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. I've provided before, haven't I? Look back at your life. Count the ways I've come through. The provision that showed up at the last minute. The door that opened when every other door was closed. The help that came from unexpected sources. The miracle that happened when you thought all hope was lost. I did it before, and I'll do it again. You're not going to run out of what I supply. You're not going to exhaust my resources. You're not going to need something that I can't provide. I own everything. The cattle on 1,000 hills. The silver and the gold. The resources of heaven and earth. And I'm your father. Do you really think I'm going to let my child go without? Sometimes the provision won't look like you expect. Sometimes I'll provide through people. Sometimes through unexpected opportunities. Sometimes through open doors you weren't even looking for. And sometimes the provision won't be more money or more resources. Sometimes it will be more strength to endure. More peace in the pressure. More grace for the moment. More faith for the journey. But one way or another, I will provide what you need. Your job is not to figure out how. Your job is to trust that I will. I am fighting for you. I know you're tired of fighting. Tired of the battle. Tired of having to be strong. Tired of resisting, persevering, pushing through. So let me remind you of something. You're not in this fight alone. And there are some battles that aren't even yours to fight. I am fighting for you. Not beside you, although I am. Not cheering you on from the sidelines, although I am. But actually fighting on your behalf. Warring in realms you can't see. Moving pieces you don't know about. Working behind the scenes in ways you'll never fully comprehend. That enemy that seems so powerful, I'm bigger. That obstacle that seems immovable, I'm stronger. That situation that seems impossible, I specialize in impossible. You don't have to defeat every giant yourself. You don't have to win every battle on your own. You don't have to be strong enough to overcome everything you're facing. Because I'm strong enough. And I'm fighting for you. Sometimes your job is simply to stand. To hold your ground. To refuse to give up. To keep believing even when you can't see the victory yet. And while you stand, I'll fight. The battle belongs to me. The outcome is in my hands. The victory is already assured. So stop carrying the weight of trying to fix everything. Stop exhausting yourself trying to force breakthrough. Stop beating yourself up because you haven't conquered it all yet. Rest in this. I am fighting for you, and I have never lost a battle. This pain has a purpose. I know you don't understand why you're going through this. Why me? Why now? Why this particular struggle? You've asked me 1,000 times, and the silence has been deafening. But what if I told you that the pain you're experiencing right now isn't random? That it's not pointless? That it's not just something to survive, but something that's serving a purpose you can't see yet? I'm not causing your pain. I don't delight in your suffering. I don't inflict wounds for the fun of it. But I am using it. I'm using it to shape you, to refine you, to strip away what doesn't belong and reveal what does. I'm using it to develop compassion in you that can only come from personal experience. I'm using it to deepen your faith in ways that comfort never could. I'm using it to prepare you for a calling you don't even know about yet. The people you'll help in the future need you to go through what you're going through now. The testimony you'll share one day needs these chapters. The ministry you'll have requires the education you're getting in this season of difficulty. This isn't wasted pain. This isn't meaningless suffering. You're being prepared for something significant. You're being equipped for a purpose. You're being transformed into someone who can carry what I'm going to give you. And one day, you'll look back on this season and you'll understand. You'll see how the pain made sense. You'll recognize how the struggle positioned you. You'll be grateful for what seemed unbearable at the time. Not because the pain was enjoyable, but because you'll see what it produced. And you'll know that you wouldn't be who you are, where you are, or capable of what you're capable of without having gone through it. Hold on a little longer. The purpose is coming into focus. I will turn this around. The thing that broke you, the situation that devastated you, the loss that destroyed you, the betrayal that shattered you. I'm going to use it. What the enemy meant for your destruction, I'm going to use for your development. What was intended to end you, I'm going to use to elevate you. What looked like a setback, I'm going to reveal as a setup. I specialize in redemption, in restoration, in taking what's been ruined and making it beautiful, in transforming mourning into dancing, ashes into beauty, despair into hope. Your worst moment doesn't get to write your final story. Your deepest pain doesn't get to determine your ultimate outcome. Your greatest loss doesn't get to define your future, because I'm in the business of resurrection, of bringing dead things back to life, of making all things new. That situation you think is beyond saving? Watch me save it. That relationship you think is beyond repair? Watch me restore it. That dream you think is beyond revival? Watch me resurrect it. Not always in the way you expect. Not always looking exactly like it did before. Sometimes the restoration looks different than the original. Sometimes the new thing is better than what was lost. But I promise you this, what you're walking through right now is not the end of the story. It's the middle. The messy middle where everything seems lost and nothing makes sense. But the middle is where I do my best work. So don't lose hope. Don't give up. Don't assume that what is will always be. Because I'm about to turn this around. And when I do, you'll look back at this moment and see that even in the darkest valley, I was leading you toward higher ground. I am enough for you. Every need, every wound, every empty place, every longing. I am enough. You don't need everything to be fixed to have peace. You don't need all the answers to have hope. You don't need perfect circumstances to experience joy. You just need me. And I am here. I am enough for your anxiety. Enough for your depression. Enough for your loneliness. Enough for your grief. Enough for your confusion. Enough for your desperation. Where you are weak, I am strong. Where you are insufficient, I am more than sufficient. Where you are lacking, I am abundant. You will make it through this. Not because you're strong enough, but because I am. Not because you have all the resources, but because I do. Not because you can figure it all out, but because I already have. I am your provision. I am your protection. I am your peace. I am your strength. I am your hope. I am your future. And I am enough. So whatever you're facing tonight, whatever you're worried about, whatever you're afraid of, bring it to me. Give it to me. Let me carry it for you. Because these promises are not wishful thinking. They're not empty words meant to make you feel better temporarily. They're truth. Solid, unchanging, eternal truth. And you can build your life on them. You can rest your weight on them. You can anchor your soul to them. Because they will hold. Even when everything else gives way, these promises will remain. I have not abandoned you. I am working. Your story is not over. I will provide. I am fighting for you. This pain has purpose. I will turn it around. I am enough. Hold on to these truths. Write them on your heart. Speak them to yourself when doubt whispers lies. Return to them when fear tries to steal your peace. Because they're yours. They're true. And they will never fail. And now, after everything I've said, after all the truth I've spoken over you, I have one more thing to ask of you tonight. Stop. Just stop. Stop trying to fix everything before morning. Stop rehearsing tomorrow's problems. Stop replaying today's failures. Stop carrying what I've already taken from you. Tonight, I'm giving you permission to simply rest. Not because you've earned it. Not because everything is resolved. Not because you've finally gotten it all right. But because rest is what you need. And I love you enough to give you what you need. Not just what you think you deserve. You've been running on fumes for so long. Pushing through exhaustion. Operating on willpower alone. Telling yourself you'll rest when things settle down. When the crisis passes. When you finally get ahead. But what if things don't settle down tomorrow? What if the crisis isn't over next week? What if getting ahead takes longer than you thought? Are you going to keep punishing yourself with sleepless nights and anxious thoughts until everything is perfect? Because if that's the plan, you'll never rest. Life will always have something that needs your attention. Something that needs to be fixed. Something that needs to be worried about. So tonight, I'm interrupting that pattern. I'm stepping in and saying, enough. Enough striving. Enough pushing. Enough trying to hold it all together through sheer force of will. Tonight you rest, and I'll take care of the rest. I know your mind is already racing ahead, already making lists of everything you need to do tomorrow, already running through scenarios, planning conversations, trying to control outcomes that haven't even happened yet. But tomorrow will have its own grace. Tomorrow will have its own strength. Tomorrow will have its own provision. You don't have to borrow tomorrow's problems into tonight. You don't have to solve next week's crisis right now. You don't have to figure out next month's challenges before the sun rises. All you have to do tonight is rest. Let your body rest. It's been carrying you through so much, and it's tired. It needs sleep. It needs restoration. It needs you to stop pushing it beyond its limits and give it the recovery it's been begging for. Let your mind rest. It's been spinning in circles, chasing thoughts, wrestling with problems, trying to find solutions in the middle of the night. But some problems can't be solved at 2 in the morning. Some answers won't come until you stop trying to force them. Let your heart rest. It's been clenched tight with anxiety, braced against the next blow, afraid to hope, afraid to trust, afraid to let down its guard. But you're safe here with me. You can unclench. You can let down the walls. You can stop protecting yourself for a few hours. Let your spirit rest. It's been striving and struggling and trying so hard to be faithful, to be strong, to keep believing when everything feels impossible. But faith doesn't mean never resting. Faith means trusting me enough to close your eyes and sleep. I've got this. I've got you. I've got everything you're worried about. While you sleep, I'll be working. While you rest, I'll be moving. While you let go, I'll be holding everything together. You don't have to maintain the universe. You don't have to keep the world spinning. You don't have to solve all your problems before you're allowed to close your eyes. That's my job, and I'm fully capable of handling it without your help. I know you're afraid of what might happen if you stop being vigilant. What if you miss something important? What if things fall apart while you're not paying attention? What if something goes wrong while you're sleeping? But here's what you need to understand. Your anxiety isn't protecting you. Your worry isn't preventing disaster. Your sleepless nights aren't keeping bad things from happening. All they're doing is exhausting you, depleting you, stealing the strength you need for what's actually in front of you. So let it go. Not forever. Not permanently. Just for tonight. Let go of the problem you can't solve. Let go of the person you can't change. Let go of the situation you can't control. Let go of the outcome you can't guarantee. Place it in my hands. And trust that my hands are big enough, strong enough, capable enough to hold it while you rest. I'm not asking you to stop carrying. I'm asking you to stop carrying what I never asked you to carry. I'm not asking you to be irresponsible. I'm asking you to recognize the difference between your responsibility and mine. I'm not asking you to give up. I'm asking you to trust that the battle can pause for a night while you restore your strength. Because you can't fight effectively when you're this tired. You can't think clearly when you're this depleted. You can't make good decisions when you're this exhausted. Rest isn't weakness. Rest is wisdom. Even I rested. On the 7th day, after creating everything, I rested. Not because I was tired. I never get tired. But because rest is part of the rhythm of life I designed. It's part of how things are meant to work. And if I rested, how much more do you need to? So tonight, give yourself permission to stop being the hero. Stop being the strong one. Stop being the one who holds it all together. Tonight, just be human, vulnerable, tired, in need of rest. And let me be God. Let me be the strong one. Let me be the one who holds it all together. Let me be the one who never sleeps, who never gets tired, who's always watching, always working, always in control. You were never meant to play that role. You were meant to rest in the one who does. I know you're worried about the people counting on you. What will they do if you're not available? What will happen if you're not constantly monitoring everything? But here's the truth. They'll be fine for one night. The people you're responsible for will survive 8 hours of you being asleep. The world will keep turning. The problems will still be there in the morning. And so will the grace to handle them. You don't have to be endlessly available to be faithful. You don't have to sacrifice your health to be responsible. You don't have to destroy yourself to help others. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary, because you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't give from a depleted reservoir. You can't serve others well when you're running on empty yourself. So tonight, fill your cup. Restore your reservoir. Replenish what's been depleted. Not so you can serve better tomorrow, although that will be a result, but simply because you matter. You're not valuable only for what you can do for others. You're valuable because you're mine. And I care about your well-being, not just your productivity. Let yourself sleep tonight without guilt. Without feeling like you should be doing something more productive. Without the nagging sense that rest is lazy or indulgent or wasteful. Rest is holy. Rest is healing. Rest is a gift I'm giving you. Receive it. And when you wake up tomorrow, you'll wake up to new mercies. Fresh grace. Strength you don't have right now. Perspective you can't access when you're this exhausted. Tomorrow will bring its own challenges, yes. But it will also bring its own provision. And you'll face it with renewed strength instead of trying to push through on the fumes of yesterday's energy. You don't have to solve everything tonight. You don't have to plan everything tonight. You don't have to fix everything tonight. Tonight is for one thing, rest. So let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Slow your breathing. Release the tension you've been holding in your body all day. You're safe. You're held. You're loved. And nothing is going to happen to you in the night that I can't handle. I'm watching over you. I'm protecting you. I'm working on your behalf even while you sleep. The same God who spoke the universe into existence, who holds the stars in place, who commands the waves and calms the storms. That God is watching over you tonight. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. You are not unprotected. I am here. I am near. I am with you. So close your eyes. Let go of today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just rest in this moment, in my presence, in my love. Let sleep come. Let peace settle. Let your body do what it needs to do to restore itself. And know that when morning comes, I'll still be here. The promises I spoke over you tonight will still be true. The love I have for you will still be constant. Nothing will have changed about how much you matter to me. You'll wake up to the same faithful God you're falling asleep with tonight. And that God will give you everything you need for whatever tomorrow brings. But tomorrow's grace is for tomorrow. Tonight's grace is for rest. So receive it. Accept it. Let yourself have it. You've fought hard. You've carried heavy burdens. You've endured difficult things. You've pushed through when most people would have quit. And I'm so proud of you for that. But tonight, you don't have to fight. You don't have to carry. You don't have to push. Tonight, you just have to rest. So rest, my child. Rest in my love. Rest in my promises. Rest in my presence. Let me carry what you've been carrying. Let me hold what you've been holding. Let me watch over what you've been watching over. I've got this. I've got you. And when you wake up, I'll still have you. So sleep in peace. Sleep in safety. Sleep knowing you are loved, you are held, and you are mine. Tomorrow will come with its own challenges and its own grace. But tonight is for rest. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let yourself fall asleep in the arms of the God who never sleeps, who never stops loving you, who never stops working on your behalf. You are safe here. You are loved here. You are home. Rest now. I'll take care of everything else.